Hello, November 28th, 2020. I just want to talk about a little bit of my childhood and now how I see what's happened now that I'm an older person, you know. Now I'm 31. So, there's something called an empath. There are certain people that are called an empath. And what does that mean? It means that they're able to pick up on other people's emotions and even feel those people's emotions. So, when I was a kid, I was like 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. I'll go to school and I had a very difficult time focusing, you know, and I had a very difficult time understanding what's going on in the classroom, and it could be that also it was like larger, like 35 kids in one classroom, you know, a lot going on, so I didn't really understand what was going on, you know, and I was a very, very, very sensitive kid growing up. Like, now that I look back, I'm like, okay, I think maybe I was an empath, or I don't know what it was, but I had a hard time, like, focusing and understanding what was flying, you know, and that scared me because when you don't know what's flying in the class, you know, and I was extremely sensitive, you know, so if the teacher would call on me and they would ask me a question I didn't know, I would feel embarrassed and ashamed, you know, like really deep feelings. So I never told anyone my feelings, but that drove me to the point where I didn't want to go to school because of that deep feeling of like not knowing what to do in class, you know, the fear of taking tests, the fear of, like, I remember what really triggered me was the teacher, she wanted us to do a project, you know, coming up at a certain date, and I didn't know what she wanted us to do, and I had no clue, and it terrified me, so I think that's really what triggered me to stop going to school. My parents didn't know what to do with me because I didn't tell them what I was feeling, you know, I just didn't want to go to school. So it came a time when I really stopped going to school, and, you know, before I stopped going to school, I was able to pick up on, I was able to pick up on the emotions of the teacher, and I could literally see and feel what they think of me, you know, which kind of, for me, it was very uncomfortable, because, like, when you can feel what the teacher thinks of you and what they feel about you and what they're thinking of you, like when you actually literally feel it, it's kind of intense, you know, and it's embarrassing, you know, because I could see and feel how they were looking at me, how they felt to me, and later on I had this discussion with my sister's mother-in-law, and she was like telling me that not everything I think other people are thinking of me is actually what they're thinking, which I disagreed with, because, you know, I have very strong intuition, and now, after the fact, my sister's mother-in-law, she thinks I'm a little bit psychic. What does psychic mean? It means, like, you have a very strong intuition, and you're able to pick up on energy and emotions and everything. So I remember being asked, you know, like, why don't I want to go, you know, to school? And I would tell the people, like, oh, my teachers, I'm embarrassed, you know, I don't know, like, my teachers, they think I'm pathetic, they think I'm this, they think I'm that, you know, and everyone's thinking, like, oh, it's all in my head, but I remember just knowing and just looking at my teacher and just seeing her feelings to me, seeing her thoughts to me, you know. And I know now that I think I was a very, very, very sensitive person, and I was an empath, born like that. And now my sister's mother-in-law thinks I'm a little bit psychic, which I may be a little bit, but my intuitions are always right, you know, and that scares me. That scares me, that my intuitions are always so right on, you know. And I remember, like, in high school, I had, like, these meetings with the principal because they didn't know what to do with me because I behind in my work, and I couldn't keep up with the class, and I had an issue with, like, dealing with the, the social scene. I had difficulty with the social scene. I got along more with the crowd that was kind of like the outcasts, you know? Like the ones that were like troublemakers or just not fitting in. Like they accepted me into their group, you know? And I remember having those meetings and just feeling the emotions of the principal and feeling what she feels to me and seeing what she thinks of me, you know? And now that I'm older and I'm watching all these videos about, like, people who are, like, they make videos about people who are empaths or psychic or a little bit, you know, feel more, you know? Now I understand what my issue was as a child, you know? You know, even today, I still have that strong intuitions. You know, it's not like I can literally see the words in a person's brain. It's more like I just know things. You know, I just know what they're thinking of me, you know? I feel like feelings and emotion are stronger than words. Like, I feel like a vibration is stronger than actual words, you know? And also, like, I had a few times dreams that came true, you know? Like, one time my sister, I had a dream that my sister's friend just got pregnant. So I went to my sister and I said, I had a dream your friend just got pregnant. And then I forgot all about my dream. My sister had gone to her friend and told her my dream. Later on, her friend came and said to her, you remember when you told me your sister dreamt that I had just gotten pregnant? I had just gotten pregnant at that time. So I was like, wow, like, you know, my intuitions and my feelings are really strong, you know? So that's like an interesting thing that I discovered now as an adult. And I don't really have a problem with it, you know? I just wish sometimes I wish I was more able to see more. Now that I'm older, I just kind of wish I was able to feel more and see more of the otherworldly, and yeah, so that's the story with that. Last night again, I saw this lawyer. We spent some time, we watched a movie. That was nice. And I get the feeling that he's kind of overwhelmed by his life, you know? Like, I get the feeling he's a little bit down, even though he denies it. You know, I get the feeling he's a little bit, my guinea pigs fighting. I get the feeling that he's a little bit, tired always. I don't blame him. 4 kids. His daughter lives in his house. He's divorced. You know, he has his job, which is for sure overwhelming and everything. You know, but I'm pretty sure my intuition is right on. Anyhow, that's all for now. Have a good day.